Man, what's up, everybody? The crew is back. BlackTop, SmackTalk, Adam here. Oh, shit. It's been, dang, I can't even tell you how long. 4 or 5 months since our last pod.
Hot minute.
Brand new season of BTST. So glad to be back with my guys who, man, in all honesty, I haven't seen these guys for a while, too. Just life, family, work, coaching, all that stuff has just been crazy. But blessed to be back with my boys. We got Charlie Hustle in the house.
Hello.
We got
Talk to him.
We got Sano in the house.
What's going on?
And I don't know if you guys follow us on Instagram. Please follow us at BlackTop SmackTalk if you do. If you haven't. But our last post was about our fourth member, newly crowned head coach of cross country at Academy of Art University, Mr. Bruce Jackson.
What's up, guys? Thank you.
Congrats.
Yeah, man, congrats. That's love, bro. That's so dope.
Maybe your next one you can get a wireless headphone, huh?
Oh man. So everybody, how you guys doing? Bruce, life in the Bay, how's everything so far?
Good, man. Just busier, doing cross and track, being that guy. But other than work, same old, just happy for this NBA season to start. Hoops is here.
Definitely, man. Charlie, it's been, you've been all over the place.
Me and Adam caught up in a distant city in Arizona.
Oh, we did.
In Tucson.
We did.
Land of Bibby.
Land of Bibby.
It's actually the land that Gilbert Arenas built, but we'll give Bibby some credit. Shout out to Lute Olson.
Shout out to Bibby. He just won the championship, but as a freshman, but it's whatever.
Mm-hmm. Riding others' coattails.
Man, Chuck, you good? Everything good?
Yeah, man. Working for the new hockey team in the city. The other day we had a full day of working all three arenas in the same day. Mariners, Hawks, and the Kraken.
Unprecedented.
You're already working the new arena? They already have events there?
Not formally, but just helping set up the arena and the stadium and all over the place. Okay. And, I had to welcome Shaq into town.
That's right. His new Big Chicken.
And we have all been to Big Chicken. Didn't we all go there one of the times for Summer League?
I don't know if I've ever been there.
You and I, Charlie.
Yeah, we went.
I don't think I went.
Yeah, I don't think I did either.
I met Shaq there this past summer.
Oh, that's right. You
remember
sent us the picture, yeah.
So he's going to be there. That's going to be at the new arena with the Amazon Just Walk Out technology.
Is it really? His Big
I don't
Chicken?
know how. I don't know how they're going to do that because I was thinking about that. Like, you're going to have a bunch of hockey fans that might not be as technologically advanced, and they're going to be inebriated trying to figure out Amazon technology. Right? It's one thing because no one goes grocery shopping loaded.
I guess if I get a discount at Big Chicken.
There it is.
Sano, how's everything your way? Everything good?
Everything good, yeah. They were just waiting for January, and that's
my birthday.
That's pretty much it.
My son's birthday.
The new kid's birthday.
Yeah,
there's gonna be a lot of new birthdays.
New kid on the block.
Yeah.
New pod member.
Yes. Okay. Congratulations to Sano and his wife. Beautiful baby coming in soon, January. So we're excited about that. Another member to the BTST family.
We finally got Bruce's replacement.
Grooming. We should have that breaking news on the bottom. New caterer.
Right.
Man, but so NBA starts 2 weeks, October 18th.
Oh yeah, a week basically.
Yep.
Oh wait, shit! It is like a week and a half.
Yeah,
essentially.
I think it is. Somebody pointed out in the chat, like a year ago was the end of the bubble season, and in that year we had another basketball season. 3
seasons within a year.
Yep,
and some change. It's been crazy because of the bubble, because of COVID and everything going on, and kind of tying into COVID. Is we have, the vaccination ordeal or mandate for players. It's actually not for players. It's for players in, was it California, New York?
I think it's California and New York. You have to be vaccinated to be within a what is it, a state?
Is it all
state
isn't
zoning?
It mainly San Francisco? I thought San Francisco was different than
It's
LA County.
It's LA too.
I think
really?
It's all California.
Oh, LA just doesn't have any players that aren't vaxxed, I guess.
Right.
Because they don't have no issues.
Right.
Right. Yeah, because Kyrie, obviously, is the story in New York, right? Mm-hmm. But he was able to go to the Nets practice facility and practice because it's considered a private building or whatever, private business. But he can't play because the arena is considered a public, or I don't know, public or state owned or whatever you want to classify it as. So
what was that outdoor practice?
I think it was just something for the fans.
I thought it was more for Kyrie.
No,
so he could be outside.
I think it was just something for the fans, man. Bruce, let's get your thoughts, man. Just coming from the Bay, your Warriors kind of faced a similar thing, or not your Warriors, but you're the home team with Andrew Wiggins. So how do you feel about players who are against the vaccination mandate for their proposed cities?
Yeah, I mean, obviously as a coach too, I have to deal with that too at the athletic level. And here in San Francisco, we've got a lot more restrictions. So, I've had it come across as far as like gym use in the weight room and things like that. But, for me, I'm just kind of neutral. I like to stay, you can open a can of worms as far as the vaccine mandates. I can only speak for myself, as being vaccinated, but obviously that came because of job, work obligations. And so, it's the same thing for these NBA players. These are whatever the rules might be, and it's obvious their own opinion. So, I mean, my thoughts on it is pretty neutral. Like, you got to do what you got to do for work. And so for me, I'm choosing to get that job and that paycheck. So I'm going to do that. And so I guess it's upon them, so I can't really speak for them. We'll see what, they have that. We'll see what happens.
So if Kyrie was to miss all the Brooklyn Nets games and 4 games in California, that's 45 games.
Well, it'll probably be 6 games in Cali, right? Oh, no, I guess you're right. Just 4.
No,
LA,
well, Sacramento,
Sacramento
and Golden State.
Yeah, they only have to play 4.
So that's 45 games. And that's kind of a tough ordeal. It's half the season. You know what I'm saying?
Patty Mills.
Right. So it's like, it's a tough ordeal because it's a real tough thing. Like Bruce said, we're not going to tell anybody what to do. You just know for your own personal, it's obviously at the end of the day, it's a personal decision. Like what Bruce said. And for my take is, I'm vaccinated. I even just got the booster. My job is high risk. I got people in my house, high risk. My parents and stuff are high risk also. So I just wanted to be safe. But I understand some people who are against it. Everyone has their own personal take. I'm just, I just hope that people just make their decision that's best for them. Not that I necessarily agree with it. I just hope that everybody, is when we're talking NBA, because Andrew Wiggins said he felt like he was forced to do it and didn't want to lose. What was that? Like $15 million or something like that, or something.
A lot.
He was in the same situation, right? Because he would have missed all the home games.
What religion Andrew Wiggins is?
Oh yeah, because he wanted it for religious obligations.
I'm not even
that wasn't even gonna. I mean, he complained the whole time, and then obviously,
and then came with the religious.
Yeah, obviously
angle.
That wasn't gonna pass.
Yeah, Chuck, what are your thoughts about it?
I mean, like Bruce said, he got it for work, and we're making pennies compared to what the NBA players are making.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, man, if we're getting it just to make our couple dollars here and there, I mean, I'd be getting to make 17 mil. But then I guess
not more, right?
Yeah. I mean, they're probably making. I mean, if they're missing half the season, then they're still missing. That means they're really making 30 mil, right? So I guess they'll be all right either way. But I don't know. I would think as almost like an obligation to the team, to your teammates. But then you have an obligation to your family and what you feel there.
Yeah.
But like, especially with football, I mean, they talk about how many different shots and things have you got in your body just to play on Sunday. But all of a sudden, this is the one you draw the line on, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I get that part too, because it's a new vaccine. So I get why people would be kind of skeptical about it. But at the same time, we've seen how many millions of people have gotten it across the world.
That's kind of what Dame said, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess we're going to find out how much guys like Kyrie are really going to take a stand here, because it's going to, not only is it probably going to cost him a season, more than likely, you're going to miss half the games and a lot of playoff games. He's going to be, like we just said, it's going to be costing him millions and millions of dollars. I don't know what Kyrie's contract is at the top of my head, but half of that is going to be gone.
Right.
So for me, if I'm in that boat, like, just give me the vaccine, you know? So
right. I mean, KD's and those their championship window and their contracts,
right.
you know, it's pretty small, especially if they've had injuries the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's going to be, you know.
It's going to be interesting to see how that goes, actually. That's not a story I'd ever think I'd be talking about as far as basketball.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so we're not judging. You know, it's not every man for himself, but every person has a situation. Like I said, we just hope that Kyrie makes the best decision for him and his family, and I hope it doesn't affect his team. Because that's another thing, like, with the season coming, him being in and out of the lineup has a chance to hurt the chemistry a little bit. Because, you know, you have a homestand and you're good, and then he's not playing, and then next thing you know, boom, he's on the road playing. It's just like getting that chemistry down. So, yeah, speaking of chemistry, you know, that's a perfect transition. Bruce, one of your clones, your NBA clones, Ben Simmons.
A little bit, yes.
I'm showing you love. Ben Simmons is good, bro. I'm showing you.
I defend Ben Simmons in our group all the time.
I know, but I'm showing you love. Like, you on the court, you're versatile, can defend 5 positions.
Well, I'm not afraid to get fouled. That's probably the complete opposite of I embrace the contact. Always loved it. So, yeah.
So, right now it's bad. He has not showed up for training camp. He had the first part of his contract, I think it was missed like $8 million or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
$8 million. It's been said he's moving. He moved all his stuff out of his Philadelphia home, put it on the market.
Yeah.
Him and Rich Paul told 76ers brass that they're like, I'm done. Like, I want out. Like, he told teammates who are gonna fly to him in California to try to change his mind that, nah, don't even do it. I'm done. So, Bruce, what are your thoughts, and how, because it's been said that Daryl Morey is waiting for like a Damian Lillard to be available, a Bradley Beal to be available. When more guys are able to get traded, I think they're waiting to December 15th, I want to say. I think that's when when more contracts can be traded. For guys who just signed in the offseason. So, yeah, what's your whole thoughts on this? And is there a team that you can see him ending up on?
I mean, first of all, shout out to Clutch Sports, Rich Paul doing his thing. I love those agents making the moves, power plays. But yeah, for Ben, I think all the steps that he's taken is appropriate, especially for, I would say, maybe the flagrant disrespect from the organization and the fan base there. I mean, some of the things I've seen come out of there, it's like, whoa. I mean, don't be a athlete, you know, with some turmoil in Philly. My goodness. But I think Ben, I think it actually could work in Philly. I think it'd be interesting, but I know obviously I get a person that has feelings and they want to move on from the situation. And so for me, the team that sticks out right away, and I probably said in our chat months ago, and now it's coming to light, is Portland, man. I think Portland would be a good place for Ben. I think obviously Daryl Morey would like to get him out of the Eastern Conference as well. So going to the West, I think that'd be a good fit. And, you know, back then I kind of said, I mean, I just think it'd be hard to get Dame. I don't mind CJ. I think CJ would be a good fit. I think CJ showed a lot to me during that stretch where he was the playmaker and Dame was hurt. He was at an all-star level. Right. But I think CJ would be the centerpiece, and there'd be other pieces around that as well in that deal. But, you know, I also understand Daryl Morey trying to go for the bigger fish in Dame, and we'll see how the Trailblazers start off the season.
Right. Sano, you're a lefty. And Ben Simmons is not making you lefties proud. And usually lefties are smooth operators, smooth shooters.
He's the first lefty that refuses to shoot.
His jumper looks okay, though.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
it's
it doesn't
crazy.
look terrible. He just doesn't for some reason, he doesn't even try.
It doesn't look like Bruce's other counterpart, Sean Marion's jumper.
Oh man!
But Sean Marion had the busted jumper, but he could hit it.
Yeah, and he wasn't afraid to shoot.
Yeah, and he was aggressive.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's that Vegas mentality.
As far as like the situation they're in Philly, like it's clear they're done, right? Like there's no way they can come back from this. And even if Simmons decides to come back and play, like we were talking about chemistry, it's just not going to be there from where they've gotten at this point. And then it's not like it's really been like great with them even before, right? It wasn't the best fit that we saw. As far as like the Sixers organization,
in the playoffs, like I feel
right,
like
but in the playoffs is
where they were a 1 seed, you know.
But in the playoffs is where it matters, right? Like you can scout, you can plan for people, and we've seen what you can do against Ben Simmons. That shooting aspect just completely can take him out of a series. Like you can scheme for that, right? So from an organizational standpoint, like what they can do, I actually, and I don't say this probably ever, I actually agree with Bruce that Portland probably is the best fit, like personnel wise, because of what Philly's getting, assuming it's a CJ trade, right, and throw in some fillers, as well as what's Portland getting, because Simmons, and I think Simmons and Lillard would be an interesting backcourt. Plus, Simmons brings that defense that Portland has been looking for years. I do think Morey is shooting way too high. Like we've seen the leagues or the markets determining what Ben Simmons is worth around the league, and I don't think teams value him as high, obviously, as Morey does. Like we saw, I think there was a proposed trade with Indiana for LeVert and Brogdon, which I thought was interesting, but
I liked it.
I like that too. I like that for Philly because you put Sabonis and Simmons together. I don't know how that would work, but I mean, those are two playmaker guys. You know, they run the offense through both those guys. So I think he's definitely gone. I don't think he's playing for Philly again at all. It's just a matter of where. So I would probably tend to think Portland as far as the teams we've heard.
Right. Chuck?
Yeah, I think first, Adam, I like the use of the word brass. I've never said that word in my life. That's good.
We're in the off season, just expanding the vocabulary a little bit.
I see you.
That's what the college education does, you know?
Yeah, I was actually, to Bruce's point, CJ actually showed the most in the beginning of the year when he was with Dame. When I think it was like before he got hurt, it was like 12 or 13 games. He was averaging like 27.
Yeah.
And then he never came back. You know, he wasn't the same when he came back. He showed that he could play. And so I think the CJ trade does make the most sense. I think Dame and Ben would figure it out, even though, you know, Ben kind of needs the ball. But Dame is such a player, maybe like opposite of Curry, where Curry runs through screens and everything and gets the ball, you know, he passed it to him, where Dame's like, I just make my own shot. Whether it's a good or bad shot, I just take it. Where that would have to change with Ben having to have the ball, because Ben's kind of useless without the ball, unless you can get him to cut and do things like that.
He's on the offensive end, because on defense, he's going to help him out a ton.
Tremendously, because CJ doesn't really play much D. Dame doesn't really play much D at all. I mean, they got Norman Powell to try to help, and
Larry Nance.
Yeah, guys here and there, but the perimeter, I mean, Norman will play a little perimeter D, but Ben would help a lot. You just have to figure how Dame would play off of him when Dame doesn't have the ball. Could he try to do more like a Curry and run through screens? Even though, you know, Dame doesn't seem, his quickness isn't really there. It's more on the ball quickness, right? Where Curry's got so many shakes off the ball, and then he gets open.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I mean, I think that is the most logical trade. It just seems like, you know, Bruce has been saying for years, and I've been reluctant, that it's time for the Blazers to shake something up, you know? Yeah. And it seems like every year they fall short. Sometimes there's been an injury, but it's like, well, how many times can we keep doing this until Dame's whole career, his teammate was injured, whether it was LaMarcus or, you know, or CJ or something.
Well, they shook it up. I mean, they hired
Chauncey
Billups.
Yeah, that's why, you know, maybe he can convince these guys and Dame into playing some D.
I think Larry Nance is a good pickup for them.
That's a great
pickup. That was big for him.
Extremely good.
Yeah, I'm
real quick. Are we staying on Simmons? Because
I was just gonna give my little quick.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Take. Go ahead. I was just gonna say, you know, Ben Simmons wants the ball to, you know, he wants the offense to run through him. Per reports, I'm thinking a team I like for him is Sacramento. One, free agent. He still has 4 years left on his contract. One, Sacramento does not get free agents like that. Two, they have a plethora amount of ball handlers.
Brass and plethora. I like it.
Look at him,
man. Come on now. They have the ball handlers. They got, they have Buddy Hield too. They have Halliburton, Fox, Bagley. I'm just throwing out trade chips. Throw Ben Simmons in there and pair for I was spitballing like Buddy Hield, Bagley, maybe like a Halliburton. I don't know if those three, but it's some combination of that. That's perfect for Joel Embiid because if the offense is gonna run through Joel Embiid, then he has shooters. Buddy Hield, one of the best shooters in the league. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying Bagley's kind of just a throw-in, but I think his time in Sacramento's done too. Or if they got someone like Halliburton, I like his game. Maybe
I'm a fan.
All-star potential, but I don't know if he's like franchise changer like Ben Simmons. But so I just think that Sacramento would make a lot of sense if they were able to include the right pieces. So that was just my.
If I'm dealing with Sacramento, first person I'm asking for is Mitchell.
Davion
over De'Aaron Fox.
Oh, well, I'm assuming they're not going to give up Fox.
I mean, you just got to Mitchell's contract is so small, right?
Right. There'd have to be other players involved.
I would probably say try to get Fox
if they can. Oh yeah, I was assuming that
they got Fox and say like Bagley. Oof.
I was assuming that they wouldn't trade Fox, but yeah, Fox would be number one.
But as we said, like with Morey, I mean, Fox might not even be looked upon as good enough for him.
Yeah, he's looking at like superstars,
right.
And Fox is like a star.
I mean, if they can get Fox and Hield for Simmons.
Well, then it's like, then what does Simmons have left? But that's kind of what he wants. He wants his own team.
I mean, he has Halliburton.
Still Mitchell.
Simmons and Halliburton ain't gonna get you. I mean,
they have Harrison Barnes.
Yeah, it's not very good.
I mean, they're not good anyways. But I was just gonna ask really quick. Like we can if you had to guess right now, where does Simmons play his next game? I know it's kind of tough. But,
China.
If I was to guess, Indiana.
Pacers, huh?
Indiana or
Kings.
What do you
think? Probably Portland.
Portland? Bruce, are you going to go Portland too?
I just have a feeling I'm agree with Adam, Indiana.
I think there's going to be some random team that's going to come out.
That's what I was thinking too.
I don't know who it's going to be, like a team like Miami or something, like make a deal for them, but
Boston's got a bunch of bums they can trade.
Oh my God.
They're all bums.
So it's a team like Sacramento, they get Ben Simmons, I think that would propel them to maybe being a play-in team. And another transition about, play-in is NBA preview. Let's just dive into it. Who are your playoff teams? Both conferences. We'll just start off West first.
Pull out my list.
Bruce.
All right.
West playoff teams. It don't got to be because Charlie was talking about seeding is kind of tough with everything going on. So just do playoff teams, and then we can just, I don't know, maybe tier it or whatever. But yeah, just throw us your playoff teams.
Okay, for just the West first. Okay, Suns, Jazz, Mavs, Lakers, Nuggets, Warriors, Clippers, Grizzlies, and my play-in teams would be Timberwolves and Pelicans.
No Blazers. Still hating on them Blazers.
Did you say the Grizzlies?
I did.
Okay. Sano?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say obviously Lakers, Nuggets, Utah, Phoenix, the Warriors, Mavs. I think Memphis is going to make a move this year. I think they're going to be out of that play-in, but in the playoffs, right? And then the other one I had was the team we just talked about, the Kings.
Oh,
the Kings are going to make a push, and I'll probably throw the Blazers in there too.
So no Clippers?
The Clippers I want to put in there, but yet to be seen. I think the Clippers will be in that mix too, though. But I don't think they're going to be like obviously without Kawhi, they're not going to be contenders for that top part of the West.
Okay.
Pretty much the same. So my 9 for pretty much just out, I put Clippers and Pels. That's my 9-10.
Oh, 9-10.
And then I have the bottom would be like some combination of Warriors, Grizzlies, Mavs, Denver, Portland. Same thing. Utah, Phoenix.
Do we know? We
Lakers.
don't know. We don't know when Murray's coming back for Denver.
Well, he did his. He tore his ACL. That was in April. So that's
he's got a ways. He's got a ways.
He's projected to come the last 15 games of the regular season.
Yeah,
which is April. So yeah, it's about a year.
Aaron Gordon got a chance here to step up, maybe.
You're still holding out hope for that guy.
Well, not really. I'm just saying he's.
He's
their third guy, right?
He kind of is what he is right now, isn't he?
Yeah. I mean, he didn't do as well with the fourth option. I mean, he still averaged what?
If you go Joker, MPJ.
Oh, no.
But what's funny is one time in our group chat, we talked about what's a player that hasn't lived up to expectations like a year ago, and I said Aaron Gordon. And you're like, well, people are like, oh, he's averaging 15. I'm like, I thought he would be better.
I guess I never really had like high expectations for him.
I think I did.
I mean, he was a number 2 pick, wasn't he?
Top 4.
I think he was 4. Yeah. I mean, I always figured he'd be like 17 to 20. Like, for some reason, I don't think I ever expected like 25.
I don't even know if he's averaging that, though.
I expected like
15, you know.
I expected a little bit of everything, like 16, 9, 5.
Yeah.
Because he was real versatile. Chuck was.
I remember you were
because he was going to go to UW.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, now he'll be the kind of like their third guy, so he'll be more involved. Whereas like with Murray, you know, he was kind of just that.
I'm trying to think. Do they have like who take him out?
Will Barton.
Is it Barton? I guess Will Barton would be their next.
Monty Morris.
Yeah.
You know, those are like the guys. Yeah.
No, deep. Morris is gonna.
Morris is good.
Like Morris.
I mean, just look at their playoff run, and they pretty much brought everybody back. They got Jeff Green, but they brought everybody back.
That's a decent one.
That's what they are. You know, that puts a lot on Joker to create a lot without Murray.
Mm-hmm.
So
they lost Millie.
Millsap, yeah.
Oh, veteran presence.
They lost Rivers, right?
No, he's there.
Oh, Rivers still.
They re-signed Rivers.
Lost Millsap.
Compazzo.
Bol will get a little more run now. Millsap's gone.
Yeah.
So
they got enough.
They got some guys that can step up, but they just don't have that solid 13, 14, 15 point per game guy that you can depend on, I guess.
That's where
Gordon comes in.
Or that's also where, you know, they don't have that guy to get that, but you have Porter. Can Porter elevate to 25 a game?
Yeah.
24, 25
If Jokic and Porter are both averaging like 24, 25 a game.
What if Porter averages more than Jokic?
I can see that.
Which it should be because Jokic is so unselfish.
Right.
Yeah.
Mine, Lakers, Mavs, Suns, Clippers, Jazz, Warriors, Nuggets, Grizz, Blazers, Pelicans.
That all the way down to 10?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that in order? Basically?
Kinda, yeah.
So you got the Clippers like the upper half still.
I mean, the Homer in me, but
they're such a wild. Yeah, I'm not saying it's a bad pick.
No, it's continuity.
Yeah.
Continue continuity. They brought back a lot of the same guys. They had a nice playoff run. I mean, this is barring injuries. All this is barring injuries. I'm feeling good about them. But injuries have always been their MO.
I mean, that's
dating back to Lob City.
That's their main thing is they have an injury now, right?
Right.
So after you have one major one, any other one would just
Yeah,
that'd be
so barring any injuries.
I think we have you. Did you have Pels in your top 10?
I did.
I did too.
Yeah.
I have Minnesota just out.
Yeah, it was either it was like Blazers, Pels, Minnesota for those last 3.
It is tough because
I was back between the Pels and the Kings.
And Kings. It was like, you know, Dame I can't really bet against him because he's always proven wrong. But
I mean, they got Nurkic to start the year this year. They got CJ to start the year.
Chauncey Billups as new head coach. That might throw a little wrench in there. You know, we're always kind of bullish on new head coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, well, now let's go to the East. Bruce.
Yeah, East, Nets, Bucks, Philly, Heat, Celtics, Hawks, Pacers, and Knicks. And my play-in guys would be Chicago and Charlotte.
Nice.
Okay. Sano?
Yeah, I mean, Nets, Bucks, Celtics, Heat.
Hope that's not in order.
Not really in order.
I mean, because that third spot is.
No. The Bulls and the Hawks both in, Hornets in, and then I had the Knicks and the Pacers battling.
Did you
for
say
that.
Sixers?
Yeah, Sixers too.
Yeah. Quick question: higher, Celtics or Hawks?
Oh, Hawks.
Okay.
Easily.
I'm just checking the temperature.
Celtics.
Checking the temperature.
I read my order. Mine was in order.
Yours was in order? Okay.
We went through this last year.
Coming for the smoke today.
We went through this last year. We know what happens with Bruce's.
Celtics the 5 seed, Hawks the 6.
Okay.
Go.
That's a good hedge.
Oh man, Hawks are going to be the 3rd seed.
Go look. Why don't you? I'm not advocating this.
Don't talk about go look, Bruce, because we can go look at last year's pod.
Go look at over-unders. Go look at over-under numbers.
I love it.
You mean over-under projections for this season?
I didn't even look at him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't look at him last year either when I predicted the Hawks.
Go look at him.
Chuck, what you got?
I mean, pretty much the same. I'll say my play-in is Indy and Hornets. So I got Knicks sneaking in on the 8. I flirted back and forth with Knicks as a plan because I think I've talked about I think the Knicks not necessarily they're actually better, but I think teams are just going to be more. It's going to be more competitive.
The East is getting better.
I got Bulls in the middle of the pack. Sixers, Heat, Hawks, Bucks, Nets. Boston in there. Sixers are interesting because even if they don't have Simmons, they're eventually going to get somebody that's going to be good,
right?
So still make them very good.
But until they do get somebody, they're without somebody
riding.
And so I don't know if they're deep enough. And so I actually have hold on, let me just tell you mine. Brooklyn, Milwaukee, Atlanta, Heat, Celtics, Bulls, Sixers, Hornets, Knicks, Pacers. And that's actually in order, so that would make...
So Knicks, Pacers, 9-10?
I like
and
that.
then 76ers are the 7.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they're going to hold off trading Ben Simmons, that means you put the onus on Joel Embiid to carry, but given his history, his injury history, and he's 7'3", 300 or 285, it's a big boy to be carrying that load every,
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I agree. I mean,
so we're talking about
like
we're talking about the Clippers with injury history. Joel Embiid is not someone with consistent good health. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a little more down on the 76ers. But I'm big on the Bulls. I have ATL. My bad, Bruce. I have ATL as the 3. Celtics as 5. Unless they give our guy Jabari some love.
We need to make that. We need to get that.
We agreed. I had Celtics 5. So
we need to get that. We need to get that John Collins dunk, and put Bruce's picture on the rim.
The one from the other day?
Yeah.
Oh, on Jared Allen.
So the team that everyone is one or the other on is Bulls. Not necessarily us, but just in general. No one really knows what to make of the Bulls.
I think the Bulls are going to be in the middle of the pack.
Someone said they'll have one of the best offenses, but one of the worst defenses. So what does that make you? About 41-41.
John Hollinger from the Athletic has them as the 11th seed.
He said their defense is just so bad.
I mean,
DeMar don't play D. You're gonna pick on him. You're gonna pick on Zach.
But at the same time,
you're gonna pick on Voos.
But at the same time, he says that. Yet Sacramento, where some of you guys were big on Sacramento for the play-in. They had the worst defense in the league last year, and historically bad too. Blazers were right there, and he's high on them. So that's kind of contradicting himself if he's talking offense versus defense. You know what I'm saying? That's just for him. That's just for him.
Defense is always huge, right? But I think this day and age, it's not as big of a factor as it might have been in the past. Teams all try to outscore people.
In the playoffs, it matters.
In the playoffs, it does matter, but getting there, right? We're talking about regular season.
Right. Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting. This is obviously our predictions with the not standing so much, but playoff teams barring injuries. And as we talked about, as Charlie alluded to yesterday, injuries, man, you can't really predict them, and it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough to.
I mean, there's
to kind of forecast it.
There's a lot of teams that are. I mean, might be the case every year. There's a lot of teams that are one injury away from being irrelevant. Right. Like the Sixers are one we just talked about. If Embiid for something happens to him, they're not even a playoff team.
Well, when you lose them, when you already don't have one max player,
right,
and you get your second one injured.
But that's what I'm saying. We got the Clippers, we got the Sixers. Teams like that are.
I mean, technically, you could even say obviously Clay's out for a while. If Curry had any sort of problem,
same thing.
But yeah, I mean, it's like with any team, right?
Right.
But but that just tells you the star power of Brooklyn, because Harden,
it's almost unfair, right?
Harden was carrying that team when KD and Kyrie were out for it was 15, 20 games. He was carrying that team.
I mean, all three of those guys carry teams.
Right.
And you have 3 MVP guys, 3 MVP caliber guys.
Right. Yeah, they were saying that it's a legitimate bet again this year. You can go Nets versus the field. Because they used to be the Warriors versus the field.
Right. Yeah.
And you can go Nets versus the field.
Same thing. If Kyrie sticks to his vaccine,
his guns,
does that change your guys' prediction in the standings for them?
They'll be top 2. top 2, top 3, barring no more injuries.
But they would be. And I would assume, knowing some of those guys coming back from injuries, like they'll probably miss a few.
Yeah, they might miss a few for rest.
Or like back-to-backs or sometimes time.
And they also just they probably don't care.
Yeah.
What about do we really need the one? Like, who's really going to beat us when it boils down to
they're
us?
not playing for regular season.
Yeah.
What about if LeBron misses a good chunk of time? How's that?
They're in trouble.
Westbrook.
You think so?
Oh, I guess Russ.
Russ.
It might be more in trouble if you miss Russ.
They got Russ, AD. They still got two superstars.
Russ is so dominant in the regular season, though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I think that's what's big for LeBron, because LeBron's tapering off.
So I think that helps if LeBron if he has a couple nagging injuries, or if he's
year 19,
take some games off.
I mean, what's the maximum amount of games we can see LeBron play at 82?
75.
Yeah, I was thinking 70, because he's like, look,
Oh wow, 70.
I mean, I think he doesn't even want to play 70, because I think he wants to be ready for April, May, June. He's like, my window is.
I think that could be the case with AD too.
And it's crazy. He's only like 28.
Right, but he's got that injury history too.
Yeah, so. AD always has some nagging stuff. So we alluded to 3 MVP caliber guys. So that leads us into MVP prediction. And so Bruce, will get your MVP prediction.
Yeah.
Tatum?
Man. I wish.
That was mine last year.
Tough, man. I kind of got it narrowed down to 3 guys, but I think I'm gonna go with Luka.
It's always a safe bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think just the statistical numbers he's been able to put in the last 2 seasons, I think it's going to continue, and I think the Mavs will have a better team presence. This year, I think I had them going to the 3 seed, and obviously the team performance factors in, into that conversation. Other guys I considered were actually Embiid again and Kevin Durant, but I think Luka will get it.
I'm high on the Mavs too, but just real quick, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Sure.
Well, how much do you throw Jason Kidd into that? Because what we've seen in the past has not been positive for better or for worse. It hasn't been as positive, just come with some of the schemes he was running and some of the stuff he was doing. Didn't translate well. So do you think that hinders Luka, or do you think just having a fresh voice, more of a player or a coach who can relate more to the players? Do you think that'll propel Luka?
Yeah, I think it'll be. I think it will propel Luka, feel empowered. I think Kidd being a star himself, and then obviously being in that Lakers organization around someone of the caliber, the star of LeBron James and Anthony Davis, will garner that respect from a Luka. So I think that will help their relationship.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I was going to ask, are you? I don't know if it would be a hot take, maybe by some, Mavs getting home court advantage in the playoffs.
No, I definitely.
I think that's kind of mandatory.
So. Yeah,
to get MVP.
Oh yeah.
I don't think that's a hot take.
I mean, I don't know. What were they last year? They weren't that good.
Yeah, fifth.
Yeah.
But
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't think a lot of people have them in the top 4.
I mean, the West is still pretty deep, but.
Yeah.
And that'll mean
I think it's
Luka taking another jump.
I think it's not Luka. I think it's Porzingis taking a jump to make them good.
Yeah.
Luka's going to be him. He's going to be almost 30, 10, and 10.
Mm-hmm.
Can someone else
either Porzingis taking a jump or getting traded?
That would be it, right?
Him being healthy. I think that's the biggest the biggest thing for him.
Because Luka's jump. I mean, how many more jumps can Luka take? He's already like Hall of Famer.
Make a jump in efficiency.
There you go.
Like that, but shot selection, efficiency. He could take even a jump on commitment on the defensive end a little more as well. Oof. So, but yeah, that's my MVP take.
All right, Sano, who you got?
I was super high on Luka. Obviously, I think everybody is, and the Mavs. So I was considering him. He's definitely gonna be in the running for MVP.
Okay.
my guy Giannis again. You could throw him in there. Obviously, the Bucks are going to be, and we'll see how they come off that if they have that championship hangover that tends to happen to teams. So he's definitely in there. But I think I'm gonna go with me and Bruce's favorite player,
Trae Young,
Steph Curry.
Oh,
I'm
Curry.
gonna go Curry. I think the Warriors have improved. Obviously, what we talked about their bench on the group chat.
We did talk about that. Yes.
Once Klay comes back, it'll take him a while to get up to speed. But we've seen Curry. You see how he carried him last year.
Literally.
Yep. To a play-in game, it wasn't much, but I think the improvement this year with that same performance, I think that's your MVP right there.
I could see Curry getting an MVP without being top 4 seed, kind of like the Westbrook year.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
I think
he does so much.
If Curry had, if say the Warriors had been like a 5th or 6th seed last year,
he would have won it.
Might have.
But if they got into the playoffs,
right?
You had to get into the playoffs.
You have to get into the playoffs, right?
So I was thinking last year, Luka was like the odds-on favorite to win MVP last year, and I don't even think he was even close to getting a vote.
I think he was top 5.
Yeah, so probably didn't have any first place votes.
Yeah.
Or maybe even seconds.
It was just those big the big
yeah.
men. Yeah.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So like Luka's been the favorite before.
Right.
And he wasn't even
a consideration. We've seen that happen before. People are a year early. Yeah. So I definitely would not be shocked if Luka won it this year and the Mavs were, like Bruce was saying, like a top 3 or 4 seed.
Right. Who you got?
Man, I went KD 3-5.
Second year in a row.
That I took him last year too.
You took him last year.
Yeah. Oh, I had a bet on him last year. I think it was like 18-1.
Right.
He just didn't obviously play enough games.
18-1 last year.
Before it was either 18 or 20-1.
Man, I would have took those too.
Because he was so good, right? But it was like he just didn't play enough games, and that could be the issue this year. But this year, part of it is that they need him to play this many games because it's like if Kyrie's in and out the lineup, you need at least 2 of those guys, right? Or if games where Harden's out, then KD's going to just absolutely demolish people if he's the only guy again. And there's a lot of ways you can go. I just went KD.
His chances go up if Kyrie doesn't play too.
Yeah, that's kind of why I kind of went that direction. Okay. The necessity for him to ball is there, or he can't just like, if it's all 3 of them, it's like, it's your turn today. I don't have to. It's a Wednesday night in Charlotte. Go ahead, Kyrie.
Go ahead, Joe Harris.
So Kevin Durant.
All right, sticking with the KD train. Okay,
man, I think there's a long shot of this happening, but I feel good about this going into the season. Is gotta rock with PG-13. I'm higher on the Clippers obviously than you guys are, that's fine. I understand your guys' reservations about them. I just feel like what he did in the playoffs after Kawhi got hurt, I think that just gives him a new sense of confidence. Barring injuries, I think he's in for a big season, and I think he can propel the Clippers to a top 4 seed.
Wow,
that's
a scorching take.
It is
a little spicy.
I think PG could put up MVP numbers. I think it's just where they're going to finish in the standings.
Barring injury, because again, and Chuck alluded to earlier, he's hasn't been, last year he missed 15 games with the toe injury. He had shoulder surgery before, so he hasn't been as healthy as I'd like. But I mean, his MVP when he got 3rd in MVP a few years back, he only missed like 5 games. So I'm hoping and praying for that.
Well, real quick, so Bruce is going to have to take off. You want to give us your quick picks for the rest of them, Bruce, and we'll discuss it?
Sure, yeah. I can give you that.
So your rookie of the year, coach of the year?
Yeah. So just my rookie of the year, Jalen Green. I think that'll be good. 6th man of the year, I'm tied into these 3 guys between Ingles, Hero, and Herter. So wow, right? I said an Atlanta Hawks player who would have thought that, but
finally coming around a year later.
Yep. Most improved, I'm looking at Terrence Mann or Jordan Poole. Okay, one of those guys, but I like Mann. And then coach, I think it's going to be between Malone and Spoelstra. But we'll discuss.
Did you get defensive player of the year in there?
I did not do defensive player of the year. I didn't think about that, but
I mean, that's defense is your thing.
It is. It's just
by default. Because offense sure isn't.
All right.
Sneeze.
Catch y'all later.
We'll bash your picks while you're gone.
All right, bro.
Dust.
So rookie of the year. So we got MVPs. Some good takes. Someone I wanted to mention. Bruce isn't here, so we can, no more. He doesn't have to go off on this. Trae Young. Name to keep an eye on.
That would be some shit.
Name to keep an eye on. Just Trae Young, because I think they're deep, and I like them a lot.
Top 3 seed.
Maybe even 2.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Maybe 2.
I was going to throw in there, Sano's probably happy. This is the first time we've probably ever done an MVP prediction, and no one said LeBron.
I know. Did anybody say LeBron last year?
I probably wanted to.
Brian Windhorst.
Hey, but like we said,
I mean,
he always picks LeBron.
He can't go past ass.
He doesn't really, but he's not even friends with LeBron. They're not even home. They haven't talked in years.
Yeah, I remember. Didn't
he's talked about that many times. LeBron and Rich Paul does not fuck with him.
I haven't been paying attention.
I remember somebody saying that last year.
Because he'll criticize LeBron, and Rich Paul doesn't want it. Doesn't want to hear it.
Sensitive.
Especially since their hometown.
Shows how sensitive they are.
Yeah.
Rookie of the year.
Filipino.
You guys already know Jalen Green. Got to get a jersey, but yeah, my guy Jalen Green. That's what I'm rocking with.
I think that's consensus. I mean, obviously the other one we all got to consider is Cade Cunningham. Mm-hmm. Those are the 2 guys I think that are far and away the front runners.
Same with you, Chuck.
Yep, Jalen Green. I think the Rockets are going to be I don't think they're going to win a lot of games, but they got some man.
They're going to be fun.
Wood is dope. Kevin Porter's nasty.
Sengun.
League pass.
Man. Sengun was nice. Sengun was nice in summer league.
He looked real nice.
And KP playing the point. The ball's in his hands. I'm excited for that.
John Wall.
And he's not playing until he gets traded or bought out.
Which is interesting because you could get a lot of value. You have to get value for him because his contract is so high. So you have to get adequate value price wise.
Maybe they got a Simmons deal or something in the works.
Yeah, let him. Oh, then yeah.
I don't know how that'd work, but
what do you call it? So 6 man.
6 man. There's a couple of like Tyler Hero is one that pops up. I know Adam's favorite guy down in Miami. I thought he had a chance to start. I don't know.
Well, with Lowry now,
Duncan.
That's
Robinson,
true.
probably.
Yeah.
And that's true. They got Duncan and Jimmy Butler, obviously, but I mean, so he was going to be my pick. Also, Dennis Schroeder in Boston.
Shrewd operator.
Bruce's guy, Schroeder. Yeah, so those are my picks, Hero and Schroeder.
Okay.
I went Hero. My other pick is interesting because it's going to be contingent on whether Kyrie gets the vax or whatever. It's Patty Mills.
Oh.
Right? I think he's going to get buckets.
That'd be an interesting one.
And so it's like, is he going to start too many games because Kyrie's not going to play? So yeah, my Hero was my first one. Second one was Mills.
How many shots does Mills get though? Like, just in a normal game?
Yeah,
there's a lot of.
I mean, they got to get some more points. Right?
True.
It can't just be all 110 from those 2.
When they got Joe Harris, they got other guys. Yeah.
I was going with. I can't go against my guy, man. I got to go with JC. Got to go with Clarkson.
Yeah,
I
think he's the odds-on Vegas
certified microwave off the bench.
Adam going for the Filipino sweep.
Oh,
yeah,
man. Right. You already know. Defensive player of the year.
Could you imagine if Hero was Filipino? Oh my God, it'd be his favorite player.
It'd be so bad.
The hype would be totally different on the group chat.
We'd hear a whole different tune.
Oh man. Okay. Defensive player of the year. I got a spicy one for you guys.
Yeah, I got a couple throw-ins there.
Pull out my list.
One of them was going to be a narrative dating back to last season, going into this season.
Draymond
was Drew.
Mm-hmm.
What Drew did in the playoffs, was almost as valuable as what Giannis did in the playoffs to win that championship. And the other one would be, because no Ben Simmons, Matisse Thybulle, people are going to see him front and center.
That was mine.
He stole his thunder.
Yeah,
man. He was on my list too, actually.
I mean,
Matisse was mine.
I mean, so many people say he's the best defender in the league. Right, and
it's either that or him or Holiday.
Yeah, and I mean, Rudy's always going to be up there. He'll probably win it, but I'd like to see someone else.
Holiday's yours?
I'm gonna go Holiday. Yeah,
I had another one I was going to throw in there. So obviously Rudy's the favorite, right? And Holiday, Matisse was on my list, but Lonzo Ball.
Oh,
as defensive player of the year.
Defensive player of the year.
He can play some D.
I think he's going to stand out on that terrible defensive team as a good
Mm-hmm.
defensive player.
That's a spicy take.
And you got Matisse?
I had Matisse. I had Draymond or Matisse. Yeah. So Draymond or Matisse. Those are mine. Most improved is kind of hard, just because it's hard to project progression, so to speak. But
sometimes it's just opportunity.
But I just KPJ.
I mean, that's my pick.
My answer was pick a Porter brother.
You get to MPJ too,
even though they're not brothers. But MP, KP, I think it could be one of them.
Yeah.
For the 15 games after Murray got hurt, MPJ averaged 25 on 58, 51, and 85 splits.
Yep.
Which is insane. So
it'll be one of the Metro guys.
Right.
Town
KPJ
business.
You could also throw in my defensive player of the year. You could say Lonzo Ball has a chance for most improved.
He was on my list too.
Mm-hmm.
Finals prediction?
Lakers Nets.
Sano?
I don't want to pick the Lakers, man. I'm gonna go Nets Utah.
Wow. After what Utah did against a hurt Clippers, I can't put any sort of faith in that.
They gotta have motivation.
That was a pretty catastrophic. You give the Clippers some credit, but they had no business losing that series.
No, they didn't.
Utah?
I think that's going to motivate them.
With no Kawhi?
Yeah. I mean, obviously the Lakers are the favorite. I think Utah's going to use that to motivate them.
How about that Game 5 at Utah for Paul George?
I mean, that was a 3-1 series, wasn't it?
Just saying.
Wasn't Utah up 3-1?
2-0.
Oh, 2-0.
2-0. And then Clippers won 4 straight.
Oh,
If Murray was healthy, I'd pick the Nuggets.
I wouldn't be against that at all.
If he was healthy. I mean, I couldn't. It wouldn't be totally surprising if he came back and they made a run in the playoffs, but I just don't think it's enough time for him to get up to speed.
I'm going. I mean, you already know. Gotta go Brooklyn. Shout out to my guy D Will, but I'm going Brooklyn to win the whole thing, and they will be beating either the Lakers or the Dallas Mavericks. In the NBA Finals.
I like it. I like it. I want to throw one more thing into mine. If there's an injury to Brooklyn like they had last year, the Hawks are going to the finals.
That would be sick.
Whoa.
That would be sick.
They're right there. They're right there.
Yeah.
I mean, they were fighting with the Bucks, right? So
and they were injured too.
Yeah.
Hunter
was hurt.
He would have been huge to guard Giannis.
He's just what they needed for that series, and he was hurt.
Oh, but Giannis got hurt.
Shout out to Nate McMillan, Mac 10 in the house.
Yep.
Mr. Sonic.
So yeah, Brooklyn. I got Brooklyn winning the whole thing. Got my guys Kyrie, Joe Harris, Blake, Harden, KD.
God, that's such a deep team.
I saw that the oldest teams in the NBA are Lakers and Nets.
Right.
Everyone makes fun of Lakers because they are hella old.
But the Nets are right there.
I mean,
especially because they signed
the Nets prime players are a little more in their prime.
Well, yeah.
It's gonna be crazy to just random. I mean, with the Lakers is they're gonna be able to roll out DeAndre Jordan, AD, and Dwight Howard as their bigs.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy. You don't see that anymore, right?
LeBron's damn near a big.
Right. I mean, and Westbrook with his rebounding, they're going to be rebounding wise and size wise, they're going to be tough.
They're going to be better than what people think. It's just, playoff time. I'm just interested for playoff time. I think they're going to be better than what people think. So,
looking forward to Clay coming back too.
Man, it's going to be fun. NBA season upon us. That's a wrap, everybody. BTST. It was fun. Glad to be back. Shout out to our host, Third Wheel Podcast Studios. Today we got our man Blake helping us out
on the ones and twos.
Shout out to Noah who usually helps us too. But we appreciate the space and the love. Make sure you guys follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Follow us. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We got a lot of content coming, and we're excited for another season of BTST Podcast. For our man Bruce, Sano, Charlie, Adam, we're out.
Can we shout out Charlie's shirt before we get out real quick?
There it is.
Rain Man.
It's coming back. Like Shaq said, best arena in the world.
All right, everybody. Blessings. Thank you so much. See you guys soon. Man, BTST hot takes, always controversial, always spicy. Let's hear them, fellas. Santa, what do you got?
Man. My hot take right now is going to be Hawks in the finals in the East and the Warriors in the finals in the West.
Oh, that is hot.
Hawks finals, Warriors or Hawks Warriors finals.
That is spicy.
Curry, of course, winning Finals MVP.
I don't have nothing. That's a conspiracy right there.
Charlie,
I put Porter Jr. Michael becomes an All-Star this year.
Okay.
And Portland gets home court advantage in the playoffs.
All right.
Man, mine are either Paul George or Zion will lead the NBA in scoring.
Oh.
And Zach LaVine will be all NBA this year.
Oh, that'd be tight.
I like it.
Cool.
Bruce, don't need him. We're good, bro.
Bruce's hot take. Bruce is my hot take. He's agreeing with me.
Yeah.
Hawks and Warriors in the finals.
It is. Cool. BTST hot takes. We out.